Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam. Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Let's pray to Sadguru Krishna that we should always engage in Gita Jnana Yajna, wherever we are. All right, so we are almost done with Vibhuti Yoga, but there's just one last shloka which is pending. We shall do that. Sorry. 10. Okay, I don't know why I'm not able to share. Okay. This is the concluding, the penultimate shloka of, there are 42 shlokas in this Vibhuti Yoga. This is the last, one of the last concluding verses of Bhagwan. So he has spoken of all his glories in the previous shlokas. Then he says, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Yadyad Vibhūtimat sattvaṁ śhrīmad ūrjitam va tad evāvagachchha tvaṁ mama tejo nśha-sambhavam. So you can try to chant. Anyone? 41. ಯಾರು chant ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Anyone? Shweta, you want to, I will lead, will you follow?
Sure, Purnimaji.
Shri Bhagavanu Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Yadyad Vibhūtimat sattvaṁ
Yat Yat Vibhūtimat sattvaṁ
śhrīmad ūrjitam va
śhrīmad ūrjitam evāvagachchha
tad evāvagachchha tvaṁ
tat evāvagachchha tvaṁ
mama tejo nśha-sambhavam
mama tejosvasambhavam tejonsha-sambhavam,
which means Bhagavan Uvacha, the blessed Lord said, whatever you see as beautiful, yadyad vibhūtimat sattvaṁ, glorious, śhrīmad. Yes, who wants to chant? Yadyad vibhūtimat sattvaṁ, ūrjitam. Whichever, whatever is beautiful, whatever is glorious, whatever is powerful, tattad evāvagachchha. Mama, my mama tejo nśha-sambhavam. All that has sprung from me alone. It is but a spark of my splendor. See, he gave a lot of examples. Of course, he cannot go on giving infinite examples of his glory. So he's saying, okay, fine, I cannot mention everything in the universe. Just know that whatever is beautiful, whatever is glorious, whatever is powerful, know it to spring from me, and it is just a spark of my splendor. So any thoughts on this shloka? What do you what is important to grasp in this? What is the learning?
Everything we see and everything around us is Brahman only. Sarvam Kalvedam Brahma.
Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. So what is the benefit of looking at the universe in this manner? How will it help me personally? How is it important to know this? Or how can we apply it in everyday transactional life?
Yeah, Purnimaji, when we went to Mata Amritanandamaya ashram, there were some sayings were put on the screen. Okay, so there she will be some poetic. It was like so whatever though that food which you think that you cannot be able to consume, will you be able to give it to others? Okay, so in that way, in that series, there were so many things. So when we think everything is Brahman and everything is me only, then we definitely will not have the idea of differentiating and treating differently. We will start thinking and treating everything as a part of us.
Very nice, very true. That is one thing, correct. So you will not look at anything with ordinary eyes, everything is divinized. That is one. Another practical application, what I thought was, whenever you see the glory in nature, yes, you say it is God. But whenever you see some talent or something extraordinary in a person, say these film stars or sports stars or creative people, singers, what do we do? What do we do? What is our expression generally? Oh, she's got such a beautiful voice. Oh, she sings so well. Oh, he's such a wonderful batsman. That is fine at one level. The next level is, it is the glory of Bhagavan. We have to attribute it to that also, to God, and not deify the person there, but deify God himself. Yes or no? Don't we do that? We will become in awe of the person. No, isn't it? Don't we do that? We put that person on a pedestal. Whereas what we have to put on the pedestal is the God behind that. Is that energy behind that. And these artists or stars themselves, when they fail to do that, and when they lose all their fame and glory, they become depressed because they don't have this vision. They think they have the talent, they are powerful, they are controlling the crowds, they are mesmerizing the crowds. It is not. It is merely a spark of my splendor, says Krishna. Don't you think this is important? That when we see something beautiful in others also, we attribute that to God. You respect everybody, fine. But let us not forget that whatever is
ದೈವದತ್ತ ವರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ.
Daivadatta. And we do say it's God's grace ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ that person we tend to deify. And ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸನ್ಮಾನಗಳು, ಅಷ್ಟಿದು ಎಲ್ಲ we dress up the person more than the divinity behind it. So that is the detrimental to the person also and to others also. So we need to be like mindful about that. Ashte. Not that it is a very critical, but it is important. We should do that. Okay. Even in our if something I do well, I speak well, or I have a flash of intuition, I get something right, let me not claim it for myself. It is all God's glory. That's all. Whatever degree it is, it must be shining through me. Ashte horto. Let us not claim anything. I cook something well, I paint something well. No. To that level, we have to go on attributing all the things to God. Okay. So that is the last but one shloka of Vibhuti Yoga. So what is the whole point of this Vibhuti Yoga? What's the whole point of just one line? May all of us can tell. What is the whole point of Vibhuti Yoga? Why do you have to study this Vibhuti Yoga? Like Kamla said, yes, divinize everything. Look at everything as God. That is the whole point of Vibhuti Yoga. Amele, another practical benefit of this Vibhuti Yoga is I wanted to say something. Another practical benefit of Vibhuti Yoga is, yes, see, looking at God within, going into dhyana, or always doing, being in a Vedanta class, or listening to the, doing bhajans and everything is fine. But 90% of the time, we are engaged with the world, isn't it? We are engaged with the world, transacting with the world 90% of the time. During that 90%, how to think of God, this is the way. That is what Vibhuti Yoga tells us. Whatever you see, whatever your senses touch, because the mind is always outward going, it is touching everything all the time. So whatever your mind touches, know that as me. So this is waking meditation. Vibhuti Yoga is thinking of God every waking minute and hour of the day. Nice, no? Okay. So, shall we move to chapter 11? Okay. Okay, in this chapter 11, it is called, what's the name of chapter 11? Anyone? What is chapter 11 after Vibhuti Yoga? What yoga are we talking about? No one knows. Or
it is Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga.
correct. Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. This is the chapter in which, after God has glorified himself and given his description of his glories, next he will give the darshan of his glories, full blown. Vishwarupa Darshana. And this is a very, there is no tattva as such. There is no philosophical teaching as such in this chapter, except that it shows how the mind is not prepared for, so many things. Our mind is very, very narrow and limited with all the inputs coming from the sense organs. It makes us feel so small, so insignificant. As a body-mind complex, we are totally insignificant. That is what comes through in this Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Before that, I just prepared a chart which will give us an idea of what is this. See, there are so many terms which one might not have a clear understanding about. What is Brahman? Definition. What is Ishvara? What is Bhagavan? What is Maya? What is the connection between all these terms? There's a little confusion. If there's a little confusion in us with all these terms, I thought it's good to get rid of the confusions, and try to understand these terms which are very commonly, they recur in Vedanta all the time. So let us take a look at these terms. I call this as iterations of Brahman, iterations. That means there is Brahman and there are several other terms and terminologies and avatars he takes to confuse us, to confuse all the, because many terms are used on a regular basis and we should know what they mean. Then we will know what is this Vishwarupa Darshana. Okay. Iterations. Iterations means what? Versions. Versions of Brahman. Okay. So, okay, where is my screen? Oh. What is this Shuddha Chaitanya? Shuddha Chaitanya is Brahman, right? Look, you can all unmute and you can interact, because otherwise I'll feel I'm talking to myself. Shuddha Chaitanya andre what will you call generally in English? We say pure consciousness. Pure means it is not the right term, because consciousness is always pure. So the right translation for Shuddha Chaitanya is unconditioned consciousness. Unconditioned. Just like that. As it is, consciousness is called Shuddha Chaitanya. And this is called a Swarupa Lakshana. Original and eternal infinite form of Brahman is called as Swarupa Lakshana. What is the Swarupa Lakshana of Brahman? It is Sat Chit Ananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Okay, na? This is clear, no? Swarupa Lakshana. That Shuddha Chaitanya is the Swarupa Lakshana of Brahman. And next we have another term called Maya Avichinna Chaitanya, which is called conditioned consciousness. Maya Avichinna Chaitanya. What is this conditioned consciousness? It is all of that we see. All that we see as the manifest world is Maya Avichinna Chaitanya. It is unconditioned consciousness, which is Avichinna, it is covered by Maya. And this is called as Tatastha Lakshana of Brahman. Tatastha Lakshana. What we are seeing now, the manifest universe, is Tatastha Lakshana. And what is the, who is the responsible for this Tatastha Lakshana? This Tatastha Lakshana is called as Brahma, the one who has created this universe. Jagat Karana Brahma. And this Brahma has got 3 states. Am I making any sense, people?
Yeah, definitely. What is this Tatastha meaning, Purnima? Tatastha andre?
Tatastha Lakshana is the name given to this
Condition.
the form of Brahman which is manifest.
ಕೆಳಗಿಳಿ ಪನಿ ಕೆಳಗಿಳಿ ರೆಡಿ
Swarupa Lakshana artha aitalva?
ಹೌದು.
Original Lakshana of Brahman is unconditioned. So, ಈಗ next manifest Brahman ge Tatastha Lakshana anta hesru. Tatastha actually in Sanskrit, Tatastha means the way it is, no? Tatastha means what? According to you, what is the meaning of Tatastha? Iro hage anta. Yeah? Yes, Kamala, you said something?
So be it, we'll say, no. So
The-
be it.
So be, no, Tathastu is so be it.
Okay.
Tatastha means the way it is.
As it is. Okay.
As it is. As it is. As it is, Lakshana is Jagat Karana. The Brahma is the Brahma is the one. Brahmaji, not Brahman. Brahmaji is the creator, and the world is as it is. Tatastha Lakshana. And in this Tatastha Swarupa, in this Tatastha Rupa of Brahman, what we have? 3 states. This Brahma has got 3 states. Virat, Hiranyagarbha, and Ishvara. Why are we going into all this? Means, what is this Vishwarupa that this God is talking about, Andre? We should know all the elements that are going into this Vishwarupa. Everything is there in this Vishwarupa. So what is this Vishwarupa? This is what it is. So what is Virat? All the Vedanta students will know. What is Virat? Virat.
Vishwarupa. Virat. Big, huge.
Virat is this whole entire manifest universe is Virat. Everything. Mountains, hills, rivers, galaxies, everything. All the expanding galaxy, whatever we see, is Virat. That is the, that is this Brahmaji's face. And then there is Hiranyagarbha, the second state. We always, when we talk of conditions consciousness, Maya has got 3 states: waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Virat is the waking state reality of Brahman, Brahmaji. Waking state reality of Brahmaji is Virat. Then there is the dreaming state reality, which is called as Hiranyagarbha. We don't have to mug all the terms. Just to know that there are these kinds of things in this Maya avichinna, the Chaitanya which is covered by Maya has got all these elements. So Hiranyagarbha is the dream state. Subtle form of Brahmaji is dream state. And then there's a deep sleep state of Brahmaji which is called as Ishvara. No need to by heart, just know. ತಟಸ್ಥ ಲಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 3 ಅವಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿದೆ. ವಿರಾಟ್ ವೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, ಹಿರಣ್ಯಗರ್ಭ ಸಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಥೂಲ ಶರೀರ, ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಶರೀರ, ಈಶ್ವರ ಇಸ್ ಕಾರಣ ಶರೀರ, ಕಾಸಲ್, ಗ್ರಾಸ್, ಸಟಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ causal. And then we have in this Virat and Hiranyagarbha are Maya avichinna Chaitanya. Virat and Hiranyagarbha are conditioned consciousness. In that Brahman, this Virat and Hiranyagarbha are conditioned, whereas Ishvara is Shuddha Chaitanya, as it is unconditioned consciousness. In deep sleep, all of us are Shuddha Chaitanya. In the causal state, all of us are Shuddha Chaitanya, including Brahmaji and including Purnimaji and Padmajaji and Swetaji. Got it? Same as how Brahmaji has got these gross, subtle and causal states, and there is one more avatara of this Brahman, which is called Avatara Swarupa Ishvara, which is like Krishna, what we are talking about. We can come back to that later. And then, after this Maya Avichinna Chaitanya, which is for Brahmaji, we have Antahkarana Avichinna Chaitanya, which is as Jiva. Right? This Maya Avichinna Chaitanya or Brahmaji has no Antahkarana. You got that? He doesn't have Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. Brahmaji does not have any of that. Whereas the Jiva, you and me, we have the Antahkarana, in which Brahmaji is reflected, in which Brahman is reflected. So in this Antahkarana covered Chaitanya, which is Jiva, again we have 3 states. Enapadu, waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, or gross, subtle and causal. The gross waker is called as Vishwa. All of us are called as, we have got a surname which is Vishwa. Brahman's surname is Virat. My surname is Vishwa. In my sleeping state, my name is Taijasa. My, you, me, everyone, all creatures in the entire earth. When we are sleeping, we are in the Taijasa state, the subtle state. And then in my deep sleep, I am Prajna. You, me, everyone, entire universe in deep sleep is Prajna. Vishwa is the waker, Taijasa is the dreamer, Prajna is the sleeper. So it corresponds to Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara of Brahmaji. And for the Jiva, it is Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna. I hope I am not confusing people. I thought I will make it clear, but it looks like...
No, you are confusing, Purnima.
ಆಯ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ. But
only one thing, that Shuddha Chaitanya and Maya Avichinna are opposite, is it? Can we say that something?
They are not opposite. It is pure Brahman, which is unconditioned consciousness. Unconditioned andre ಏನು? Body mind complex ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಜಗತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಸೂಪರ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗದಿರೋ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಶುದ್ಧ ಚೈತನ್ಯ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ? See, we keep on using the term Brahman anta. What is this Brahman? Hello. What is your understanding of Brahman, Padmaja?
Brahman is a supreme anta. That's all.
Ashte. ಆ supreme ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, he doesn't wear any cloaks. He doesn't wear the supreme. It doesn't have any, wearing any clothes saying that I am Padmaja, I am Kamala, I am Purnima. He doesn't have a, it doesn't
Label.
have identity. Label,
No labels.
ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
Labels ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ.
Labels ಏನು ಇಲ್ದಿರೋದು ಶುದ್ಧ ಚೈತನ್ಯ. That is called unconditioned.
Okay, that I understood.
Ashte.
Now this
Just-
one Maya Vichana is a
Maya
Again-
Vichana is the label. The whole universe is the label of Brahman, tane?
Just like
yes,
Akasha.
unconditioned is Akasha.
Akasha.
Hmm.
And the clouds are the conditioned ones.
Clouds are the condition. Like on a pure sky, there are some clouds. That is, it is covered by Maya. Avichinna, it is covered. The same Brahman is appearing to me as cloud. The same Brahman is appearing to me as a mountain. All the vibhūtis of the Lord is Maya Avichinna Chaitanya. That's clear, no? Is that confusing, Padmaja? Everything that we see in the universe is covered by, is conditioned by Maya.
For
Continue.
example,
For
there
example.
is just atta. With that, you can make parota. With that, you can make puri. With that, you can make gathi ki sabji.
Yes.
With that, you can, do whatever you want.
Ashte.
You just fry it and make it into chips. Add some masala and make masala puri.
Yes.
But basic what it is? Atta.
Atta only. So this whole Jagat that we see is Atta, is Brahman. But it is conditioned. It is looking as some. We forget that it is covered with a name and form. Ashte helta iradu. Entire universe is covered with name and form, alva Padmaja. Do you see Brahman as it is, or do you see names and forms, Padmaja?
Yes, it is.
Names and forms notivtane, objects notivtane.
That was long time back. After joining here, I'm only seeing Brahman.
Wow.
Addingappa.
Wonderful, Padmaja. Superb. So well said. But whatever name and form you see, that is conditioned consciousness. Okay?
Understood.
It's all call it as Chidabhasa.
It's all Chidabhasa. Correct. It's all Chidabhasa.
Both Maya
So-
Vichina Chaitanya and the Antahkarana Vichina Chaitanya.
Ah,
Right. Okay.
it's Chidabhasa. Correct. Reflection of this unconditioned consciousness. But what I want to tell here is, because I had this confusion, I thought I'll make it clear for others, Papa, who didn't have the confusion. I have taken it upon myself. This Ishvara, in this, the gross and subtle bodies of Brahman or this Jagat, it is all Maya only. The waking reality and the dreaming reality is Maya. But the deep sleep, the deep causal reality is Shuddha Chaitanya. Ishvara is Shuddha Chaitanya. No, it is
Wait.
unconditioned.
Wait, I want to tell you something, Purnima.
Mm.
It is just like gold.
Yeah, it is gold.
With plain gold,
Yeah,
with 24 karat gold, you can
Yes.
do nothing.
yeah. Which is
Only if you
is
mix
Ishvara.
it with Maya or copper, you
Copper
can make it into, all the
ornament.
jewels, all the necklace, bangle,
Very
everything can be, it is malleable enough to be twisted and turned and made
Ah,
into something
very good.
only by mixing. Like that, Brahman you cannot do anything with Brahman. It's useless.
Useless fellow. Absolutely.
Only after Maya enters,
Hmm.
there is a plethora of
Names and forms.
opportunities.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So is it hi Purnimaji?
Yes, hi.
So is it something like this? Let's say tomorrow every living being is wiped off from earth, right? That is Brahman. And when Maya comes slowly, the plants are coming out, the fishes will come out,
Yeah,
different life forms are coming out, amoeba, everybody.
correct.
So
Correct.
pretty much, right? That's how we are supposed to think about it. Is that right? Or
Yeah,
something like that?
you can. Every night when you go to deep sleep, Shweta,
Yeah.
you are that Shuddha Chaitanya. You are unconditioned because you don't have any conditions in deep sleep. You don't remember your body-mind complex. You don't remember the world. Nothing is there except pure unconditioned consciousness. This is for a jiva. This is
A
for us,
person,
for the individual person.
a person
Huh,
whose husband has just now died.
correct.
She is so sorrowful.
Sorrowful.
But then, even then, when
Mm.
she goes to sleep, she doesn't remember anything. She goes to sleep peaceful. For
Deep.
this, the example I want to give you is
Mm.
the bubbles in the water.
Mm.
The water is plain.
Yeah.
Only when there is a chalanam, there is a movement,
Bench.
which is Maya, brings all the bubbles. We
Bubble.
are all bubbles. Our life is full of bubbles only.
Yes.
Pochak, pochak, they will come up. Pochak, pochak, they'll go off.
Correct. So what Shweta was talking about, the plants, animals, everything coming into manifestation slowly, that is, they're all in potential seed form in Ishvara. Ishvara, for which we use the term Bhagavan also. Bhagavan, God, Ishvara, that all the omni things, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscience that we attribute is for this Ishvara. This version of Brahman, which we call Ishvara, who is also Shuddha Chaitanya, all the seed form, that potentiality is there. Because this Ishvara is empowered by Maya. Ashte. And miserable person is called as who has got an antahkarana. It's the manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, all the limitations of this body. See, for this Brahman, the entire universe is the body. For this Jiva, very, very small, limited body is there. Small mind, small body, small, limited sense organs, everything is, that is why it is called antahkarana avichinna chaitanya. I am also chaitanya only, consciousness, but I am conditioned or limited by antahkarana, and I am jiva. And I also have these three states: waking, dreaming, sleeping. In the waking state, I am called as Vishwa. In the dream state, I am called as Taijasa. Subtle form of my me is Taijasa, which will go all over the place. I become a bird, I become a fish, I become a demon. All that happens in my subtle form. I take many things. I have no limitations of this body when I'm sleeping, isn't it? Just think about it. My body is not a limitation when I'm sleeping. Subtle form may. And in Prajna, of course, merge with Ishvara. So all this, and then we have Avatara Swarupa Ishvara, who is Bhagavan himself, Rama, Krishna. We know, as we have spelled 10 avatars, but there are innumerable avatars of this Ishvara, who appears to be limited with a name and form and a body, but actually is unconditioned. Actually, has got unlimited capacity as Brahman, which is what is happening in this Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. How can a person, Krishna, who looks to be a limited human being, how can he show his Vishwarupa? Why? Because he is Shuddha Chaitanya Ishvara. That is why. Isn't it?
Just take an example of a girl, a lady. Basically, she's just a lady. One day, she is a daughter of the father. Another day, she's a wife of the husband. Another day, she's the mother of the child. Another day, she is a big vice president of a company. Okay. Another day, she is a yoga teacher. This is just a basic woman. She has donned so many
Hats. Okay. So, what this Avatara Swarupa Bhagavan Krishna is doing in this chapter is, Vishwarupa includes all this that we have, we just saw. We saw Shuddha Chaitanya, and we have seen Maya Vichina Chaitanya, and on the face of it, he has got Antahkarana also, this Krishna, and he's an Avatara Swarupa. Therefore, why this explanation is because Arjuna had this question, how this limited form of yours, how is it happening? And it was very scary for him. Which was why I thought we should, this is all about, this whole chapter starts with a prayer by Arjuna. He starts by, see, this chapter has got some 54 or something verses to give a bird's eye view of what's happening in this chapter. So Arjuna expresses his desire. He said, okay, I have heard all your glories. Now you told me, you gave me specific examples. And then Krishna, you told me that everything is a spark of my splendor. All that is fine. I heard you. And I see the mountain, I see the river, and I think of you. All that is fine. But still, that's not enough for me. I want to see you. I want to see you. See, every bhakta has got this fantasy. I want to see God. Every true blue bhakta has got the fantasy. It's not enough for me to see you in a mountain. It's not enough for me to see you in a river. I want to see you the way you are. Or it is a spiritual romanticism that a bhakta has. And this Arjuna is now, after all 10 chapters, is completely enamored by all that is happening, especially the 10th chapter. His mind is blown. And he says, this is not enough. I want to see you. Not as this, limited form, but as all the glories, everything together I want to see in you. What
I want to see you in full glory.
Full glory. What all you described, infinite glory, I want to see you in like that. That was his desire. The same desire who had, one example we can think of is Vivekananda. He went on asking like a madman. Everyone he asked, have you seen God? Have you seen God? Have you seen? He was a complete intellectual. He was very, he was an extremely sharp, intelligent young man. And I guess he had read everything that he had about Brahman and this Maya, Avichina. He had no confusion. He knew everything about everything. But he said, I want to see God. And so when he asked, he reached Ramakrishna, and when he asked, have you seen God? He got the answer, yes, I have seen God. And his mind was blown. And he said, I also want to see God.
So he was in search.
Mm.
He goes to Rabindranath Tagore's father.
Uh-huh.
Somebody told him,
Mm.
go, you will get your answer from Rabindranath Tagore's father. Where is he? He is in a houseboat in a middle of the, big lake. Chill, very cold lake. So he swims across, goes there, stands in front of him and asks him, have you seen God?
Abba.
Is shivering, and it is absolutely cold waters. Just imagine what a focus he must have had. He comes and stands, and his youth, absolute youth in full form. This man is an old man. So he said, I have not seen God, but I can tell you one thing, you will definitely see God.
Wow.
The eagerness with which he was pursuing that thing,
Goodness.
you
Yes.
are going to definitely see God.
Wow.
So you have not seen God. Huh?
Mm.
No. So it just at the same moment he jumps into the water and comes back. And that's how he's going on in search. When somebody tells him, Ramakrishna might be able to answer.
Has seen God. Yes.
And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, yes, just like how I see you, I see God.
As clearly, more clearly I can see God.
And he puts his hand on his head, and immediately he goes into a trance. He has the exposure. After that, no turning back. Then he never went to anybody else. But then what Ramakrishna did was he showed that, and then he hid it.
Withdrew also.
Yeah, because you should not give it like that. You have to work for it and get it yourself.
It is just granted like that. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I wanted to come to this portion about prayer. I want your thoughts on prayer. What should you pray for and how should it be? Any thoughts on that? Have any one of you given it a thought about what you pray for?
What is the highest is what you should pray for, no?
What is the highest you have to pray for? What is
That
the
is what
highest?
is
What is the
what
highest?
is the highest?
Mm,
Is Brahman.
good question.
Highest is Brahman.
That you know. What about the ordinary person on the street?
It is different levels.
Different levels.
When I am poor, अरे 3 time का रोटी नहीं मिल रहा है, whoever is going to bother about Brahman,
Mm.
it has no meaning for me.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
why
Mm.
that is why they say, no, first pet puja khatam karo, then your basic security dekh lo.
Roti kapda makan.
Basic. Why do you think they said, Arjuna said, when he was doing in the 6th chapter, when he was doing some little prayers, then he left it, then he was pursuing to become a Atmajyoti, that also he left it. Now Krishna, what happens to him? He is lost. He goes to adhogati,
Mm.
to lower levels of birth. Kalyan nahi kalyan kaschit. Once you have taken feet towards me, I will come running with 100 steps towards you.
Correct. Very nice.
Shrimadam gehe. That is, I will come, I will make you born in nice, rich house. Why? Basic needs are all fulfilled, and you will have a higher aspiration. And where you left off, from there you can continue.
Very good. Yoga
Okay.
Kshemam Vahamyaham. Yes.
Okay, that is not thing. No? I will make you be born in a Jnani's house,
Jnani's house.
where day one you will be seeing somebody fully thinking of Brahman, thinking of that.
Manana Nididhyasana is happening there.
Only starting itself is there.
Starting itself is SMN.
So you will not think roti nahi mila, kapda nahi mila, makan nahi mila. All that is already finished.
Okay.
So you go on a higher aspiration.
Yes.
So that is how it is. Stages. We get on a higher stage.
Very
So
good.
now that we have come to this class, that means our lower aspirations have all been fulfilled.
Fulfilled.
Now we are on track.
Yeah.
Calcutta जाने के लिए, गंगा सागर जाने के लिए ticket book हो गया है. We are sitting in the train. We are heading.
Ayodhya. Jai Shri Ram.
Ayodhya. Okay, Jai Shri Ram. But how many days it is going to take, I can't tell you. But I am heading.
Yes,
Because
madam.
I'm sitting in the train, which is
Yeah.
taking me to Ramlala.
Yes. Very, very beautifully put, Nirmala. Very evocative. Very nice. But still, I want one word from everyone. How have your prayers changed?
Thanks for everything. No more prayers are asking. Thanks.
Very good. Okay. Thank you, Indra. Next, Padmaja.
Prayer is a gratitude.
When I
purifies the
go
mind.
to the temple, I ask, I want this, I want that, I want this. But now if I go there, I just bow down and say, thank you for all your blessings.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Shaila?
It's just a gratitude.
Same.
And
Gratitude.
gradually it purifies my mind.
Purifies your mind. Okay. Beautiful.
Sometimes loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.
Oh, yes.
Always.
Always. Okay. Amale? Suma?
Yeah, to give us the strength to change what we can change, and then strength to accept what we can accept, wisdom to know the difference between what can be changed and what can be accepted, and to accept God's will, thy will cheerfully. That's my prayer. Yeah.
Agree. Beautiful. Next, who wants to? Jai Shri?
I become very silent in front of him. I have nothing to ask. ಏನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. So
That
ಸುಮ್ನೆ
happens to me too, actually. Whenever I go to temple, I don't know what to ask. I'll just look at and then come back. That's it. Yeah.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Yes, Jai Shri. Prasad. So, ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಿಜ.
ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ.
ಎಲ್ಲ
ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So just go Saranagati, go in front of him, surrender to him and come back. That's what I do. ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
Correct. ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದದಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು. We are on the right track. We are in good company. Kamla, you wanted to say something?
It is same like everyone has told Purnimaji. I don't have like I'm not telling like I don't want this, that and all. I always seek guidance and which I always feel thankful to have Prabhuji in my life, because now I am able to transform myself whenever some turmoils or something is happening. I am in a position to handle it in a better way.
Very good.
Because of that, so I am always thankful for that. Yet I will have I am not always in peace. Sometimes something happens and I know to handle it better now.
Very beautiful.
So that's all.
Very nice. Okay. Shweta Vadiyar.
Purnimaji, it's for me again, it's a gratitude only. I've been always gratitudes. I never ask. I never, in the sense, since I got that consciousness that, instead of asking, be gratitude towards the God, I have been practicing that. And as well as accepting the things they are and forgiving, whatever comes, I forgive. It's okay. The thing is like that, it's okay. I, been practicing, and whenever, since I started practicing that, my mind is very peaceful. Forgive and forget.
Very nice.
And one more thing is this, whatever Prabhuji's teachings, broadcast will come. No? Every day I just read only one of it. I contemplate on, my thoughts. If I was in a situation and if that comes, it happened to be like, I feel that I'm on a track. I'm going in a right track.
Yes. It's like a beacon, no? You can check yourself.
Yeah, that's what the consciousness of, before, acting on something, that consciousness in mind. Okay, you were, they'll tell, the can't control the circumstances.
Yes.
You can control only your mind. So I am up to that now.
Very good, Shweta. Superb. So Shweta Rao.
All right. I think prayer is mostly, or it's a kind of communicate with God, right? That's how I see prayer. Like I think all my classmates here gave different words, just so I'll try to phrase it a little bit different than.
Yes.
I think I totally agree with everything they said, but for me, it's a more communication, like opening of a channel, like calling my mom, calling my dad, whoever I call. It's like calling him is the prayer. That's how I look at prayer. So I don't think there's anything wrong in telling him what you need or what's going on. But what's more important is being quiet and listening, right? That's where a human falls short. Appa idu kodu, nan parikshal pass madisbidu, nan ice cream udbidtini, chocolate udbidtini. We say all this, right? We bribe him, we do so many different things. I think every individual has a different relationship with God, which we've learned from different classes throughout this last few years with you. But for me, I think the truth comes when you have opened your heart to him and you start listening after you asked. And I think prayer is very non-directed. The way I look at it is it's very non-directed. And it's also having the grace, like build that grace within oneself to accept what his will is to me.
That is
because I think we all are so easy to. But it's the bottom line, right? We all get into a rat race every day, every single day. But at the end of the day, like this is the new thing, right? Like I was young, I wanted to do this, I'm ambitious, this, that. No matter what you do, at the end of the day, you'll end up where you have to end up. And this is the exact conversation I had with a friend of mine just yesterday, they're going through this whole college process and they need to get their kid into this Ivy League college, this college, or even high school for that matter, right? It's all going through. And I started to think about so many of my friends. I have friends who went to Harvard. I have friends who didn't go to any Ivy League, just a community college. I have all kinds of friends, but they've all gotten where they need to be based on who they are, who they truly are, and we'll end up there. But how you end up, whether in the elevator or in a scooter ride or an aeroplane, differs. And how you get there defines you as a true human being. And for me, it's all about having the grace to accept that and having the patience, and communicating is what prayer is for me. So
very nice.
That's my new
practical application of whatever Vedanta you have learned. Wonderful.
I'm learning, not learned. I'm learning, and thanks to you and the class, honestly, it's really nice, right? It's also nice to start thinking about it. And at the end of the day, based on what you taught today, I was very confused. I came a little bit late to the class. I was a little confused when I came, and then I started to breathe first. When I get confused, I also get a little anxiety comes in, but that's just my true nature. But I'm trying to compensate for that. Then I was like, wait a second, let me breathe and start listening. And that's what I started. And then when I started to listen, bottom line is, we come from him, we go back to him. We come in this circle of samsara through Maya. Because of Maya, based on my basic, whatever I did in my previous life, I have to go through this. And then boom, I'll go back to him. As long as I keep true to myself, open my heart, be honest and loving. Love is what defines is how I define life now. So that's my gist.
High five to Shweta. You
and
put
all.
it so well. You put it so well. Couldn't have put it better. Thank you so much. Lovely.
Oh, you're welcome, Purnima. But look, we are 40 minutes class. That's what I get. That's why I don't like missing your class.
Very nice. Well said, Shweta Puttu. Very nice. Very happy.
Thank you, Purnima.
So I think nothing more to add here to what Shweta said. But this Arjuna, he was this whole chapter. Yes, Nirmala.
जो जो आता है आने दो,
आने दो,
जो जो जाता है जाने दो,
जाने दो,
जो कुछ हो रहा है अच्छा ही हो रहा है. गीता,
that is important. जो कुछ हो रहा है अच्छा हो रहा है. That is the key.
जो कुछ हुआ वो भी अच्छा ही हुआ, जो कुछ होने वाला है वो भी अच्छा ही होने वाला है.
We have
So
in Kannada,
it is just acceptance of whatever God's will. God is running the show. I'm just an actor in this.
He is the boss. Ashte.
He's the boss. I just act. Whatever role I'm given, I just play the role.
Adadella ulite aitu, we say in Kannada. Whatever happens is for the best. Next phrase is Sridharana sevege sadhana sampattaitu. Whatever is happening is an aid to go towards God anta. So even the bad things are pushing you towards God. Shashi, one nimsha. Whatever you want, whatever you give. Sorry about that. Time from the kitchen call. So, yeah, quickly to say about this another 3 minutes. 1 to 4 shlokas, Arjuna requests for Vishwarupa Darshana. Okay. And then 5 to 8 shlokas, because there are some 54 shlokas, and to give you a gist, 5 to 8 shlokas, Krishna agrees to give Vishwarupa Darshana to this fellow. And then 9 to 14, 5 to 8, Krishna gives Vishwarupa Darshana. 9 to 14, Sanjaya describes the Vishwarupa Darshana to us, because he is also watching. And then 15 to 31 verses, Arjuna is overwhelmed by this Darshana, and he goes on and on and on about it. Till 21, he is all, 15 to 21, he is all praise, and he is describing what he saw. From 21 to 31, he describes how he is terrified by this vision. He's terrified and horrified by this vision. Okay. And then he says, take it back, I can't bear it. Come back to your beautiful form of Krishna, Madhura Krishna. I can't bear to see your Vishwarupa, he says. And then shlokas 32, 33, 34, Krishna answers Arjuna in his proper form. And then what happens? 35 to 46. This Arjuna offers prayers to Krishna again. So this goes on and on like this chapter. 47 to 49, Krishna says how fortunate Arjuna is to have seen this form of his. And then 52 to 55, Krishna gives all of us advice on how to be devoted to him. Not that he has not given this advice to us through the 10 chapters, but here also in the last 3 verses, he gives advice on how we should behave on a day-to-day basis. This is what is happening in this chapter. Now, there is only 2 verses which are chosen in this chapter for Manana, but which we shall do in the next class. In this 55 shlokas, only 2 are, some philosophy is there. But there are some iconic shlokas in this chapter, some 3 shlokas which we will just we shall visit in the next class. Okay, this is what is happening in
when he sees Krishna in full glory, he gets scared. Oh my God! All along, Krishna was lying down with Arjuna, and Arjuna was putting his leg on top of Krishna and sleeping. Saptarishis came and said, "What are you doing? He is Sakshat Lord Vishnu. How can you put like this?" So he took the leg away, and Krishna comes and says, "Oh my dear, why did you take your leg off? Put it back."
It was so comfortable.
Yeah. And then when he is getting wrong thing. One people are saying like this Krishna is behaving like this. He doesn't know what to do. And now after seeing the Vishrupa Darshana, he gets scared. Oh my God, I have done all wrongs. When we were sleeping, I have done wrong. When you were eating, we have done wrong. I have done wrong like that, like this I have done. Oh Krishna, don't come and charge me for all that. Think, how a father will excuse his son, how Priyatama will excuse his Priya, how a mother will excuse, how a friend will excuse. Please, like that, please excuse me. Okay. He begs.
Yeah. So all these little things we'll see in the next class. That's what I've chosen for each section that I spoke. Arjuna says this, Krishna says this, Sanjaya says this. One shloka I have chosen so that we get a flavor of the whole chapter. And then the last 2 verses by Krishna on how we should, what next, Anta? What next? Okay, now we know all this. So what should we do with our life, Anta? Next question, Bandre, Krishna. We seem to know, generally what we should do with our life. Yet, why after 11th chapter, again 7 more chapters are there? Yatke, what is there? So something must be there. So we will look at it. Okay. Done.
Thank you, Purnimaji.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, lokaah samastaah sukhino bhavantu, lokaah samastaah sukhino bhavantu. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम